Welcome back, guys. So today we got a couple bits of news concerning Nintendo Switch hacking, and this one might be interesting to you even if you do not intend on hacking your Nintendo Switch. So as we know, the Nintendo Switch has been hacked. We have briefly covered that before on this channel. I haven't gone in depth because it's not something I really care to do at this time. I don't want to hack my Nintendo Switch. But these hackers, they're causing some trouble for you and me, possibly. So, what have they done? First up, Nintendo Switch cartridges are being banned for online play. What does this entail? How did this happen? How does this work? Well, if you're a hacker and you have taken a Nintendo Switch cartridge, an official Nintendo Switch cartridge, and have used it to copy it, to make, pirated copies of the game or whatever you have done with those particular games. Doesn't matter. Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, it doesn't matter. All these games have its own unique certificate, almost like a serial number, I guess you would say, that identifies that particular cartridge. So if you have made an illegal copy of a Nintendo Switch game, that game certificate will be banned for online play, according to Nintendo. A lot of people are finding out about this. They're getting cartridges that are banned. I don't necessarily think this is going to be as widespread of a problem as some people may think, because I don't think everybody who intends on hacking the Nintendo Switch is using it to pirate games. But in case somebody does and they want to dump those cartridges, there's a risk that they're going to become available out in the open, in the wild, to a lot of people who like to purchase used copies of games, save a buck or two. You can buy your used games on OfferUp, Craigslist, Mercari, eBay, GameStop for however much longer they're open. And, you could wind up getting a bunk cartridge that has been banned for online play. Now, that would definitely be disappointing. Certain outlets, stores and places that you go to buy these games, and they may have a return policy, but if you're doing a local meetup off of Craigslist or OfferUp, you're screwed. And I'm not necessarily saying anybody's going to be out there nefariously trying to dump, cartridges that have been banned, but definitely could happen. Then they could swap hands multiple times. I know I would be pissed to get a cartridge that was banned. And that's just some disappointing bit of news, but what can we do? Other than just buy new games, don't buy used. But a lot of people like to buy used games, and then even after so much time, there's going to be certain games that go out of print or just become harder to find. So you're gonna have to, go towards those used games. I buy used games for, systems from previous generation and whatnot, and if they were somehow banned for online play or had some kind of features of that game blocked because somebody pirated it, yeah, that would be very disappointing, and not much you could really do about it unless it was bought from a store with a return policy. Crazy, crazy stuff. What are you hackers doing out there? But I don't think a lot of people necessarily anticipated Nintendo's, fighting on some of these things. A lot of people who have hacked their Switch has had online services blocked on their particular accounts or Switches. Not everybody, but certain people with certain things they have done that Nintendo, has been able to find out about. I know a lot of stuff has to do with certificates or getting onto their servers and things like that. I don't have any experience with hacking the Nintendo Switch, so I can't really jump into any details on that. I just know that consoles are being blocked, accounts are being blocked, and now cartridges are being blocked for certain features with online play. Crazy stuff, guys. Really crazy stuff. The next thing that may affect you, and like I said, both of these stories, even if you're not a hacker, these can affect you in one way or another. Buying a cartridge that's been blocked definitely could affect you, and it's possible that it could happen. The next thing is really something I find crazy that these people are doing. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, you're probably familiar with the profile pictures. So the Nintendo Switch gives you, preset profile pictures that you could pick from. All, Nintendo franchises and whatnot, family-friendly stuff. So what has happened is these hackers have figured out a way to change those profile pics to whatever they want. Now, the biggest thing that can affect you is with certain games such as Super Mario Odyssey and the Balloon World mode. So if you've ever played the Balloon World mode, you would know you hide your balloon, people go to find it, your profile pic is smack dab right on that balloon. It's a pretty cool little bonus mode, and you know, a lot of people are enjoying it, myself included. Now, I have not played it a lot lately, so I can't say for sure if I've seen any of this, but some people supposedly who have hacked their profile pictures are using it for very crude and crazy reasons. Some people might find this funny, some people might find this offensive. I don't care either way, but I think it's kind of messed up that it's happening, because you could have, you know, small children seeing some of this stuff. So what people are doing, they're turning their profile pics into lewd things, nude pictures, pornographic pictures. So now your Super Mario Odyssey Balloon World mode could possibly be full of pornographic material. Now, you might not be offended by that. I'm not offended by that, but I really don't want to see that kind of nonsense in my Super Mario games. Obviously, that's not why I play these games, and it's out of place. It's not something that should be there. And if you have small children like I do, and my kids just beat Super Mario Odyssey a few days ago on their Nintendo Switch and have unlocked the Balloon World mode and have started to, you know, jump into it a little bit, and I've been watching them play, and I haven't seen anything with these kind of images as of yet. But that's definitely a disappointing thing. I can't just let my kids play the game without monitoring them playing, like, you know, actually sitting there. They have a set amount of time they get to play the games, but they're mostly playing Nintendo Switch games that are family friendly, and I don't have to watch it to see what kind of content they're being exposed to. Playing Super Mario Odyssey, I grew up playing Super Mario, and I figured my kids would be fine playing Mario Odyssey just as well, that they won't be exposed to any craziness. But who knows what other kind of graphics people could be putting on these profile pictures. I just think it's nuts. I don't want my kids exposed to that. I don't want to have to confront, you know, my children or have any kind of, you know, discussions concerning things they have seen in a Super Mario game. That's just ridiculous to me, and I feel like these hackers, you know, maybe they're doing something good for the community and certain things that they're doing. You know, that's all up for debate, but when it's stuff like this that can affect people who don't want to be exposed to these kind of things, I think that's ridiculous. Definitely draws the line. Nintendo's always been a company about, you know, family-friendly, you know, image and whatnot. They used to not allow certain things on their systems. They've definitely opened up over the years and have allowed a lot more types of content to be made. But typically, a Nintendo first-party developed, published game is almost always going to be family-friendly. Your Super Mario Brothers games, you know, family-friendly. Your Mario Party games, Mario Tennis, the stuff starring their flagship characters, Mario, you know, the Princess, Luigi, you would think those are fine, but now we don't know with these games with online capabilities what kind of nonsense you're going to be exposed to. This is definitely not anything new for Nintendo in a sense. With their Miiverse stuff and the weird little posts, I know they've removed that from games, but I recall seeing a lot of weird little images and stuff in Splatoon and even Splatoon 2. I don't know if they've removed that. I'm going to have to dig into that, because I know Splatoon 2, I've seen people's graphics and there's been some weird stuff that people have drawn to display in the game, and I find it crazy. So, you know, there's always going to be somebody to figure out a way around this stuff to try to offend somebody. I'm not particularly offended. You're not going to offend me by anything you do or show me, but there's certain things you just don't, you know, you don't want your kids exposed to, because it's not about being open to things and whatnot. It's just a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old should not be exposed to pornographic material. That's, you know, pretty much criminal. These people who are doing these kind of things, you know, is it possible they could be brought up on criminal charges for exposing minors to pornographic material? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I have nothing to do with that, but I could definitely see people becoming pissed and wanting to take some kind of action. You know, some people might just brush things off and limit their kids' exposure to certain modes of games, Or, you know, there could be some people who really become extremely vocal about this and could turn real ugly real quick. So if you're one of those people hacking these games, you know, changing the profile pictures, you know, the risk is on you. You know, do what you will. I think it's stupid, and I'm sure a lot of other people will share the same, thoughts that it's ridiculous to do stuff like that. Hacking your system, hacking your games, messing around with what you could possibly do is one thing. Me personally, I love tinkering. I love doing all that kind of stuff, but with a system that's so new and fresh, I take the hands-off approach and I don't do anything with it. Really, you know, the architecture and how the Nintendo Switch was designed, it was just so easy to begin with that many people were going to figure this out. So it's not like, you know, very secretive information that, you know, people had to really work on and get going. The thing was hacked pretty quick. People figured out the flaw with the system. So really, I mean, it's Nintendo's issue that maybe they should have understood to begin with. Who knows? I'm definitely not excited about some of this weird stuff going on with the blocked cartridges. I don't buy used games typically, but like I said, I could see down the road maybe some kind of hidden gem type game that is no longer available, and I'm like, crap, I missed out on that. Let me buy it. Not necessarily an expensive game, but a lot of times people dump their games for really cheap, and I don't really want to get messed up by buying games that have blocked features. You know, the online play isn't going to last forever, but definitely there's going to be a long period of time from now, the time of recording this video, to when these, you know, services are removed. Nintendo hasn't even started their paid online service yet, so we definitely have a long time of online services with the Nintendo Switch to look forward to. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? Are you annoyed with this? Do you even care? I mean, I'm talking to the people who own a Nintendo Switch. Like I said, one way or another, these things could affect you. They may not affect you in that you just don't care, but there's definitely a possibility these issues could affect you. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. I really do appreciate you guys watching this. Smash that like button, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. It means the world to me, guys. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.